So on fourth down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken around the 12. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they've got to be thrilled to have this game still at 0-0 after the interception thrown on the very first play of the game.
They certainly do. And what I enjoyed was watching him on the sidelines, because as the defense came off, he was there to congratulate them and really say thanks, because he threw the interception. It didn't turn into any points.
On 2nd and 11 now. Stick. A deep ball for Gurley. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Now Stick. He's going to fire one. It's caught inside the 25. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
You had to figure they'd take a shot downfield on 3rd and long, so the old cliche came into mind right away for me. Who wants it more? You always hear about receivers, you hear about their hands, their moves, their speed. How about the positioning and the desire to go get that one out of the air?
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
Ready, set. Tackle. Leo. Snap.
Now Gurley. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Todd Gurley. His first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
1st down and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. He's going to sling this deep downfield, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, You'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And that'll set them back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Throwing deep for Galladay. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. Eli Apple up from his corner spot to make the play.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Squeeze. Rush in.
From the pistol, it's Gurley. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 14 yards, good for a Panther 1st down. Now they're making a real first quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Stick looking to throw on 1st and 10. And this one's incomplete. Hayden Hurst, former 1st-round pick, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Hard. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Hey, exit. My game.
On second and 10, it's Stick. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
37-yard line. It's a gain of 17 yards. And the London first down.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rosen. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Mike 58, right there. I'm coming after you.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. They go play action here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Second and 10. It's Rosen again. And he comes back with one complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That gain of 15 gets them on the doorstep, first and goal. This will be their first trip to the red zone. They've got it first and goal to go. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Here's Rosen to throw. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Brian Burns able to drop him for a loss of a couple. And back at the 8 now. Third and goal. Rosen will throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brian Burns picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on second and goal, a sack on third and goal, now brings up a decision on fourth down.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. It's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, it's Stick. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they finally get him down at the other 46. A big play there for the Panthers. And even 50 yards. Elsewhere, 2nd quarter in D.C. And that one is now a 2-touchdown advantage for the Cardinals. And we'll be sure to keep an eye on that one as we go along here. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Gurley. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Go on. Keep Griffin.
Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And that is the definition of yards after catch. They go short on the pass, and the receiver does the rest.
Seems so harmless, doesn't it? To throw it underneath, a short pass like that. But boy, it gets dangerous in the hands of the right receiver as he makes a move and takes it the distance.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Rosen. Pressure comes and down goes Rosen. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Third and long here for Rosen. He's going to let this one go deep. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Carolina. Todd Gurley as the first half is winding down. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
Yes, sir.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Final play of the half here. It's Rosen throwing deep for Galladay. He's got a man complete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Rosen. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. And they'll indeed go for it with Rosen. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Gurley shrugs him off. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Stand up.
Another carry now for Gurley. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Stick looking to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. He takes this from the 30 to the 34. A 10th carry for Kamara. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards there, 1st down. Kamara, and an alley to run. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one good for 33 in the 1st. They'll run. This is Kamara. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense, to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
On 2nd and 9, Rosen. And it's caught. Touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. Lutz with the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 24-10. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Hey, team 6. Team 6. Leo.
Watch the twitch. Switch. Under 10.
Ready?
On third down, it's Stick. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And out of bounds, this will depend on where they spot it, and they'll say at the 45. Elsewhere in the NFL, they're in the second half at FedEx Field now. And the Cardinals continuing to surge. They've scored again. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Now Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Hey, alert.
Again, it's Kamara. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Ready? Stick the oar.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Mike 8.
Smooth.
Come on, QB, come on.
Snap.
On 2nd and 12, Stick. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And his guys are going to have the football back as the third quarter comes to an end. And we're back now in Charlotte as we've got the final quarter upon us. We get ready to start the fourth. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Rosen looking to throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. On 2nd and 11 now. Rosen. Eluding the pressure right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down, they're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Rosen. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe you can expect more passes like that downfield. 4th down. Here's Rosen. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Brian Burns. And the Panthers will get the football back. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hard. Go. Get it.
Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Hey, Foxtrot.
Stick looks to throw. And he's got his target. That's Moore. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Rosen looking deep downfield. And got his man complete. The 20, 10, and he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Kenny Galladay, 77 yards. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. Lutz good on the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Again, they run with Gurley. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Yep.
Mike 8.
Hey, Delta.
All day, every day.
Go.
A shotgun throw for Stick. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
At their own 24-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. And now it's Rosen looking. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And that one results in 35 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Michael Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Things sure were looking good for them at the half. Heck, off the air, you and I were just saying they might run away with this thing and cruise to nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Gurley now, out of the gun. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. And a timeout taken. Just 6 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. This defense wanted to stop the clock prior to that, and they do. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Mike 8. Here we go. Mike 8. That's right, baby. They don't want it. Mike 8.
Hey.
Mike 8.
Ready.
Here's Stick, 3rd and long. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. That's going to set them back 5 yards. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And take it right at the 35. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They run it again with Kamara. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. On the ground, Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Panthers' 42-yard line.
Now it's Rosen. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 27-yard line. And he'll spike it with exactly 30 seconds now left on the clock. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Brian Burns in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for Carolina, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports brings us to Southern California and Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and our home team. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Pittsburgh.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Look at me. Go, go. Snap.
Operating from the gun. Knight. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a carry by the 3rd-year man. This is Austin Eckler. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, Charlie. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. 6-6. Pull it high. Get it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Knight. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. So 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 36. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. He's going to let it go end zone for Allen. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
On 2nd down now, it's Gordon trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Michael Batchley for the Charger field goal. A 53-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now a first-time Pro Bowler from a year ago, Lamar Miller. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 13, Watson. It's complete. It's Miller. A gain of 4 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up?
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Now Gordon on 1st down. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Leo.
They'll try the right side this time here with Gordon. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Load it.
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. Open man, it's Allen. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Set. Block 15. Here we go. Behind.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give the tackle there to Keon Crossan.
Red Delta.
On 2nd and 9, Rivers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Badgley's kick is good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 6-0 our score after 1. keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Third and 2. Watson going deep for Hopkins. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. And they'll run for it with Miller. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute, because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Miller. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On 2nd down, this is Jackson. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle, because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Load it. Hey, Zoo.
3rd and short yardage, Rivers. And it's complete. Henry. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Ready. Set 180. 12. Hey, switch gears.
They'll run on 1st down. Gordon. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 36-yard line.
On 2nd and 9. Rivers complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, last year, Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd, tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers are going to retake the lead. So they went to the ground game on 3rd, hoping to pick up the 1st. They also picked up a touchdown.
Offensive linemen so used in this situation to having to pass block. All right, you're looking at what it is, 3rd down. They don't care that it's 3rd and whatever. They figure they're going to throw the ball. And when you call running play, I think you energize them. I think you juice them up, because I haven't met offensive linemen yet that likes to pass block more than they like to run block. And they opened up some nice holes there for him, and he took it to the house.
Let's go. Do it. 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
All right, we get slap happy up here sometimes. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Set, 19.
On 3rd down, Miller. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st, as he can only get this to the 30. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down.
Recon, 152 fighter. Red! 41, Mike 41. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They wound up getting nothing out of that 2nd down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10.
Here we go. Cluster. Hey, only good play, 89.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield. The first update from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. And that one for the 49ers, now a 2-touchdown advantage. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. A first down carry now for Miller. Derwin James, an all-pro as a rookie last year, up from his safety spot to make the tackle. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw, Watson. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Hey, look, 48. Look, hey, you know Mike the 48 right now. Let's go. You remember me? You remember 48 for Mike.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. And this score will stay right where it is.
Ready? 30 base.
Double dog. That's the way. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Hard. Shoot.
On 1st down, it's Gordon. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that's going to be intercepted. It's the all-pro safety, Derwin James. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Charger first down. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On the double.
41 Mike. Watch the run, watch the run.
Here's 2nd and 8. This is caught by Williams. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, LA. Mike Williams, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Mike 50. Hey, wahoo! Hey, get it.
From the gun, Knight. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. The pitch out to Miller, and that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Now on 2nd and 13. Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain there of 30 big ones. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
He'll buy some time right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now it's Watson. Forced out to his left. And that is incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Here we go with Johnson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. From the gun, here's Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
I'll plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Here's Watson. He'll find Miller. That's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year as his guys are back within a single score. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
They had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring.
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And this results in 6. Touchdown.
What you just saw there, 1st-round talent, 2nd year, even more success. A pick 6 for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Ready up.
The Charger drive about to get going. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best. And knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount, here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right?
Block 15. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it. Hey, 79. 79.
Let's go, defense.
Hey.
On 2nd and 9, Rivers. Complete. It's Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. A first down throw here for Rivers. It's Williams on the catch. 20. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Badgley on for the extra point. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers and Rivers after the sack.
Under 10. Team spell. Load it. Load it. Hey, only go 300.
From the gun, Rivers going deep here for Allen. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
In 2018, Deshaun Watson had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. Only Drew Brees of the Saints had more with 6. On 1st down, it's Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and makes sure he spills it for a small gain.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is incomplete. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st down, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Check 26, check 26.
41's the mark. Check 41.
Rivers now from the 50. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And this will be a touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now this throw caught left side, and he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 42. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Rivers hands off to Eckler, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Hey, Delta!
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here is Eckler. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler in the final minute. And they have taken the lead here in the final minute. And now Rivers will lead the Chargers up to go for 2. Now Rivers. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead.
36, Texans 28. Michael Baxley, the kickoff for the Chargers.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. It's a short kick here, fielded at the 24. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time, gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Oh, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. And now it's third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Watson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Joey Bosa. And it looks like the Chargers are going to win this thing.
Ready? Round 80. Check pass. Red.
They'll run here with Eckler. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more. Little insult to injury here late in the game. This to make it a 2-score game. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. At their own 40-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the home team here, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Southern California. Thanks, Coach. Well, both teams were hoping the rain would vacate the Green Bay area by kick, but alas, it's still falling pretty steadily in and around Lambeau Field. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Fielded about a yard deep.
Well, that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
This is it. 19.
Faking the give. Now Watson. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They don't want to waste this outstanding field position on this opening drive as they come up on third down. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They don't want to waste this outstanding field position on this opening drive as they come up on third down. Out of the gun, Watson. The open man is Smith. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. So now following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10. On first and goal, Washington. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the gain there. Second and goal.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They'll try again with Washington. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. Trying to finish off this opening drive from the 3. This is third and goal. Trying to pound it in with Washington. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. DeAndre Washington, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 19-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And Adams has it. Complete. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he checks this one down to Williams. Williams loses the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
On 2nd down, it's Washington. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Now Watson out to his left. And that will be incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt they were in striking distance. And to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down. That's exactly what he did.
The 3rd year back from BYU, Jamal Williams with a carry. Making the stop there, Daniil Hunter.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
65, 65, 65.
Now it's Rodgers. He's got his man. This is Dykes. That one, a first down pickup of 8. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Hey, 88.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They go back to the ground with Williams. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
Hey, check Mike 27. Check Mike
50. Hey, you fly over here.
Mike 27. Mike.
Hey, orbit.
Watch the pass.
Watch.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes, even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On second down and 4, Watson. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First down, Minnesota.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check
Now a first down throw, Watson. Buying time to his left. It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Packers pick it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control. Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second and 9, Rodgers flush to his right. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on third and 9.
Over. Show it up. Jump out. Hey, Echo. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Gun. You ain't doing nothing.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Looking downfield for Jones. It's caught inside the 25. And give him a gain of 37. So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Out of the pistol, the give to Jones. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to second and 4. The last run got 6, now second and 4.
26. Hey, high 7.
Throwing is Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. Now a play fake. Rodgers looking for White on the deep ball, and he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down.
Mason Crosby on for the field goal.
He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive.
Set.
Watch the pass. Check, check 15. Check.
Now on first down, it's Washington again. Preston Smith there on the stop.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2.
Hey, check. 3
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. On 2nd and 9, Watson, blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Mike 29. I'm going to come back to you.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Escaping the pressure right. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A pickup of 27. And they pick up the first down in the process.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up the first down with a nice throw.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Now on 2nd and 13, Watson. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball. To finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
2nd and 5 now. Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Packer first down.
That's another Packers first down. 1st and 10 at the
Rodgers now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. A final shot before half for Rodgers. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head down to forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue. It's up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. They'll run it with Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That 2nd down play nets a -4. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And he goes out right around the 39. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Wide. Get wide. Watch twist.
They'll go with Jones. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They run with Washington. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9. Watson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The veteran Eric Weddle there to break that one up. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. Give him a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it still brings up 4th. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
It's a
That was a good, forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, it usually doesn't work very well, and we saw in that play, he'll run right through those attempted plays.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Check nine, check nine.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On second and 11 now. Rodgers flushed out right. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. Past the 20. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return. A scoop and score for the Vikings. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defense, you've got to take advantage of that, and that's what they've done all game long.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Rodgers now on first down. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
He's going to air one out. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked the ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now.
And 10 yards to go.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
I don't think you got it, son. Mike's 54.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Right there. 54, right there.
Hey, take 26.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Watch the edge.
Zoom, zoom.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. Rodgers now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Going for the deep. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Check 52. Alert.
They go with Washington to begin the drive. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Strip that ball.
A first throw for the backup Jackson. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. And growing pains as an NFL QB, they're going to happen. He's played pretty well in this one. They still have the lead, but those moments, interceptions, pick sixes, occasionally going to happen.
Rookie. It happens, right? Just what you mentioned. Played pretty well in this game, and now his teammates will jump in and go, okay, we're having a good game. That's one blip. Let's go ahead and get back on track right here, right now, and we'll be okay.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards. He's down at the 15.
First and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there, and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 45 yards. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Hey, 88.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch.
We didn't get it.
On 2nd and 7, Rodgers. And an alley to run. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Hey, you don't want to see me. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Kill. Well, hey, go box it. Hey, Delta. Get 300. Flip again.
Rodgers from the gun, he'll throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended for Jimmy Graham. Incomplete. He was covered by Trey Williams.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. They run. It's Williams. And he will get the first down as he's up to the 20-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. They'll run on first down. Jones. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Gun.
From the 29, Rodgers, he sets to fire deep, and that's caught inside the 30 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it.
You just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Aaron Rodgers, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks last year. That's the most he's had in one season in his entire career. And he's going to need... Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams. His second touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score. And, oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is fielded at the goal line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. I'm the team.
Here's Madison running on first down. The former Charger All-Pro Eric Weddle on the stop.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
Maybe the old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5. Watch the screen. Mike 55, Mike 55.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down.
Hey, 26. Boom, boom.
Here's Rodgers. Going to throw again. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Adams. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's on 4th down. Rodgers stays on the field. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here from the right hash. This from 33. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the air.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. Washington gets it going right. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Jackson to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. It's been a struggle for him accruing yards in this game passing the football. So there he said, hey, I'm going to try to chuck it deep, but another incompletion.
Has to be a little bit frustrating because of what you just described. It's been a struggle for him here in the second half, hoping for one big shot to get him out of the doldrums.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Rodgers now to throw again. Being chased out left. That's caught by Howard. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Bravo. Mike 54.
Working from the gun. Rodgers looking for his running back, and he's got it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They run on 1st down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7, forthcoming. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
Box it.
2nd and 7 at the 41-yard line.
Inside. Let's go, D.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Now a desperation throw. And this is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 39 yards there. A big one.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Here's Jones. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones in the final minute. And the Packers have taken the lead. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. They're going to run for it with Jones. Ooh, with a juke. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Watson rolling to his right. He's going to let it fly. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Watson now to throw. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 42. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the 4th quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the 4th quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for the Packers, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.